Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is your old coffin dodger back here again, still avoiding the coffin, and it's with a heavy heart, really, that I'm back here again on July the 19th, 2021, because the reason I am doing this podcast is something I came across this morning. It is a recording that somebody shared with me, and I would like for more people to hear it and to heed it. And at this point, I will give the credit to Andy Heisman, who has more or less retreated from the battleground of Facebook and Twitter because he keeps getting banned and slagged and whatever. He is the one who I give credit to for this recording. So if anybody knows him, please pass this on to him that I have used the recording, and especially thank you to the gentleman who is now going to tell you his own personal story. And I would like for more people to come forward, make their little recordings and send them to me. I will broadcast them straight away. It is so vital that people get to hear the side effects of this horrible therapy. But listen now for yourselves. I have no idea who this man is. I hear that his voice is genuine and that he is genuinely concerned for other people, speaking from a situation where his whole family is devastated. He still thinks of warning other people. So we send him love and prayers. I hope he hears it, and that we are so grateful for this feedback.
God bless you all in the group, brothers. I wanted to thank you for all your prayers and all your messages. Thanks very much. And also, brothers, I wanted to inform you with some information because it's very, very important. My wife asked the doctor what happened. Why did her mummy die at only 55 years of age? What was the cause of this? What happened? And the doctor told her that when she received the vaccine a few weeks back, that the vaccine caused a blood clot in her brain, which brought on a stroke, and it caused sepsis in her body, and eventually organ failure, and then death. And my wife asked the doctor, what the doctor said, he said he's seen hundreds of cases like this recently, and she said to him, so what you're saying is a vaccine that my mother didn't want to get, that she had to get to see her GP because her GP wouldn't see her until she was vaccinated. She needed to see her GP. Her GP wouldn't see her until she was vaccinated, and so she was basically blackmailed into getting a vaccine that she wasn't interested in getting. And so my wife said to the doctor, so basically what you're telling me is that the government has murdered my mother by blackmailing her into getting a vaccine that she wasn't interested in, that caused her to get a blood clot in her brain and die. And the doctor said to her, he just looked at her and he shrugged his shoulders and he said, I wouldn't advise anyone to get the vaccine. That's what he said to my wife Jane. So the reason why I'm putting this message on here, brothers, is because it's a matter of life and death. You know, our family, our friends, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, and ourselves, our wife and our children. You know, we need all the information to make informed decisions on what we do. So that's why I'm just putting this on here, brothers, just to let you know, so you can have an informed decision, so you can make the right choice, obviously, for your family and for yourselves. And also, my wife's Aunt Barbara, who got the vaccine 2 weeks ago, she's in hospital right now as well, with a blood clot. So I just thought I'd let you know, brothers, please keep Barbara in prayer. Please keep my wife and all her family in prayer. They're all devastated. My wife's heart is broken in a million bits. Her mother was her best friend, and her heart is really broke. She's shattered, she is. So please keep her and the family in prayer. And please, brothers, pray about this to the Lord, so that the Lord will lead you and guide you to make the right decisions for you and your families. You know, this is information that is very important for anyone. God bless you all. I love you all. I thank God for all of you. Thanks for your prayers. Speak to you soon. God bless.
So there you have it. I was very saddened after listening to that, but I'm also very grateful, and it's quite obvious that that is a Christian person talking to other Christians, and these are the people that are being targeted right now. Christians, Catholics, Christian Catholics. There's a lot of argument going on currently online. I can see division going on between different groups of different philosophies in life, whether it be New Age, whether it be Buddhism or Hinduism or shamanism, or any of these isms, or Catholics or Christians. But in the Bible, it talks of people of goodwill, right? The people of goodwill are people who have a natural association, a natural bond with our Creator, who is God Himself. God hasn't revealed Himself in Jesus Christ to everybody on this earth yet. So people are dependent on the stage of information, the stage of enlightenment that they are on at this particular moment in their lives. And there are more people of goodwill out there working against the New World Order than there are Christians, to be quite honest. Because I think Christians have a tradition of believing that their faith is a private matter. They are not accustomed to sharing their faith and sharing their own story of salvation and what happened to them, that they were saved and born again and whatever. So there is basically not a lot of difference between the Christians and the people of goodwill. And the people of goodwill are mentioned several times in the New Testament. So I would advise people to have a little more discernment regarding the intentions behind things that people are sharing about the New World Order. Because these people, in general, are not embracing it. They are trying to prevent it. They are trying to warn us. So we use discernment in making up our minds what side we are on, where we stand, who we give allegiance to. So I just wanted to remark that, because I do notice this going on. And I have repeatedly said on here that I am looking out a window and I am looking at things from a perspective, from my perspective. Where I am standing, I can see a field across the road. But if I go to another window, or even the person beside me, they see things from a different perspective. They don't see it exactly the same as I do. So I'm asking everybody to unite at some level of trying to prevent this New World Order. I myself have been talking about the New World Order and warning about it for I don't know how long now, but I think I started podcasting in December of 2019. So in every one of my podcasts, I think I mentioned the New World Order and what was ahead of us and what we can expect under the rule of the New World Order. But now it is upon us, and it is being officially broadcast on news channels. The following one is from Australia. It was the news on July the 10th, 2021, and I have grabbed it from a YouTube person. It's actually JVDW Music. That's who they are on YouTube. I want to give credit to them specifically because that is what we do in the truth community, quote unquote, truth community. That's what we do. We share information, we give credit to each other, and we stand together.
The first full day of the New World Order. Outdoor gatherings are limited to 2 people. Exercise is allowed further than a 10-kilometre radius from your home. Browsing in shops is not permitted. Only 1 person per household may leave to do essential shopping. And from tomorrow, funerals are limited to 10 people.
This is a world pandemic. It's a 1 in 100-year event. So you can expect that we will have transmission from time to time, and that's just the way it is. We've got to accept that this is the New World Order. We've got to accept that this is the New World Order. This is the New World Order. This is the New World Order.
Today, the first full day of the New World Order. The New World Order.
And here's Teddy from the WHO.
I want to be straight with you. There will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future. I repeat, there will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future.
He's joined by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. That is the forum that is together with the IMF. The World Banks are behind the Great Reset.
So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal, in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
And here's Teddy. He has something else to say. He's hinting at more vaccines. He's hinting at masking. He's hinting at surveillance.
A vaccine on its own will not end the pandemic. Surveillance will need to continue. People will still need to be tested, isolated, and cared for. Contacts will still need to be traced and quarantined. Communities will still need to be engaged.
The following voice is George Bush Sr., who was one of the first to come out openly together with Kissinger and a few others there talking about the New World Order. Here he is. I hear he was executed, actually. I think he deserved it.
It is a big idea. A new world order. We can find meaning and reward by serving some higher purpose than ourselves. A shining purpose. The illumination of 1,000 points of light.
And take note and maybe do some research on the 1,000 points of light. That is a Luciferian concept of some sort. I remember reading about it, so do look that up as well. Everything these people say has a significance, and it is speaking to like-minded. They're like-minded. I will just give you a little hint about those 1,000 points of light. It has to do with a pyramid, Illuminati, the light illuminates, 1,000 points of light, Freemasonry. Yeah! I have no idea who the following speaker is, or even when he said it, but he says much the same as we know President Kennedy said shortly before he was assassinated. And following him then is Sleepy Joe Biden, who normally cannot string a sentence together. I don't know when he said this or if he said it at all. It might just be a stand-in, but he too speaks of the New World Order. The poor man, I don't think he even knows where a country is located.
It's no longer a theory. What I'm about to say is fact. The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret. They have planned and are now leading us into a one-world communist government. This is terrorism of the most worst kind, brought on you by our own government.
To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
It is sometimes so funny listening to what was considered a conspiracy theory, a tinfoil hat madness a year and a half ago. Now it is fully out in the open, and the next little insert that I have here is from New Zealand, and it is also a public broadcast by the equivalent to NEFIT here in Ireland, the guy responsible for public health announcements. He's not responsible for anything. The only thing he's responsible for reading from a script.
Next year we'll be in the phase of chasing up people who haven't come forward to get their vaccination or have missed their bookings and so on. So everyone will be able to get a vaccine between now and the end of the year. But of course, and I want every New Zealander to come forward, but human behaviour suggests that there will be some people that we have to actually really go out and look for, and some of that may spill into next year. But our commitment is everyone will have the opportunity to get the vaccine by the end of the year. Everyone will, but I can't say that, that we're not going to have some hesitant people or some people who just haven't come forward that we don't have to go out and find next year.
There you have it. They plan on hunting us down. They will hunt you down and make you have it. I'm going to finish off for today with a warning from Deborah Tavares. Many of you will know her, some may never have heard of her, but she has provided a lot of information about the New World Order, about 5G, about control mechanisms. And here she warns about a bracelet that will become compulsory in England in the very near future. And this bracelet will be 5G controlled. So I recall actually having heard Bill Gates talk about a bracelet, an invisible bracelet that could be worn to provide information on your vaccine status. And before you start sniggering at me with invisible bracelets, it is not invisible in the sense of magic or anything like that. It has to do with invisible ink and is a tattoo with nanoparticles with hydrogel that we have been hearing a lot about in the last while. But listen to this yourselves and be prepared for just about everything. People are believing that these restrictions will stop, but they will not stop. They will never stop until we make them stop.
The first batch of bracelets will be introduced in August in London, Bridgington and Nottingham, Cardiff, Belfast, Manchester, Newcastle, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Liverpool, Leeds, Sheffield, Norwich, Cambridge, York, etc. The second batch being introduced the following month, and a third in November in order to reach outlying and hard-to-reach areas in the United Kingdom. The whole of the United Kingdom is scheduled to have these bracelets on and activated no later than December 1st of 2021.
What she is saying there sounds more like a wearable bracelet, which is nonetheless frightening, but there is a slight difference to what is the mark of the beast, which is a tattoo on your arm or on your forehead or on wherever they put the mark of the beast. It is still removable if it's a bracelet that you can slip on and slip off. What we really need to worry about is the final mark of the beast and the appearance of the Lord of this world, who will incidentally take his place or take his seat in Jerusalem, because that is where he will make his appearance and where he will rule the New World Order from. That silly little Jerusalem dance that we had at the beginning of this outbreak, that was no coincidence. That was programming the mind from the very, very start. So this year is one of the most full of suspense years or months now, coming up to the end of the year, that I have ever experienced in my whole lifetime. Because anything I experienced during the 60s, the 70s, the 80s were all things that were more local, they were more personal to me. But what we are now looking at is a global thing. So, and remember as well, when we talk about global, we mean, or they mean, the one world order. When we talk about worldwide, we differentiate and we mean the different countries, the different sovereign countries worldwide being affected. But the term globally is to accustom us to the one world order. These are differences as well that we haven't really picked up on until now. Okay, so I will love you and leave you for now. And I wanted to get this out today because of that gentleman that had such sad news to share with us, such horrible news that need not have happened whatsoever, because other things have been pulled from them, other products have been pulled from the market after one or two injuries, after one or even one fault was found in a product, then a whole batches were pulled from the market. And here we have injuries that nobody hears about. We have figures that nobody is talking about. Only the citizens journalists are talking about them. And so I wanted to get that out. Do look back on my other podcasts for references to what I'm talking about today. I was warning all along. I was never looking for numbers or followers or donations or anything like that, just sharing information. So as I always say, I will sign off with, do look after yourselves and look out for one another. By looking out for one another, I mean try and save as many lives as possible by keeping them away from this horrible, horrible medication. Bye-bye for now.